Hello everybody, in this video I want to talk about shards in Cyberpunk 2077. Now before we talk about shards, first we need to talk about what is a cyberware. Where cyberware is actually kind of a cybernetic technology that is can be inserted into the human body. So it can, for example, you can have a cyberware that was designed to replace your leg, or cyberware that was designed to replace your arm. Or maybe you're going to find some cyberware legs that allows you to replace your legs, that give you double jump, or maybe if you enhance them, that will allow you to kind of walk very kind of silently so you can surprise your enemies using stealth. Now those cyberware can be installed and purchased at ripperdocs. For example, here in this screenshot, you can actually see Dr. Victor in his operating room. And you can see there's an option to purchase different cyberware. Alright, now we know what cyberware is, let's talk about shards. So, although there are plenty of cyberware available, shards are actually items which allow players to experiment with different powers of cyberware items. So if you install them in your body, they will offer you different type of abilities that some cyber items possess. This allows players to experiment with a different ability and see whether they want to further down the road to commit to a certain cyberpunk item that comes with that specific enhancement. So all you need to do is just slot this shard into your character system in the inventory, and you'll be able to get this temporary power buff that again represent a certain piece of cyberware. Now, of course, this leads me to a question. Well, if the developer made something called shard that allows us to experiment with different cyberware powers, does it mean that we won't be able to replace cyberware once we install it? Or maybe it just means that, you know, they just want to allow us to try out different powers before we actually down the road discover different cyberware items, and we can decide whether we want to buy them or not. So kind of, you know, experiment with different powers, and then we can see if we find something, if you want to kind of spend money and buy it. Or if there will be a possibility also to craft it on our own. Or any way we can actually take missions in order to get it. Whatever the way to achieve them, we can know ahead of time what this cyberware power does, and we can decide whether to commit to it. But you should also know that some cyberware items won't be available. You probably need to get higher street cred in order to unlock them. Or you might need to kind of befriend with one of the NPCs to unlock different type of cyberware items. And those will only be available for you as you progress through the game. So you're going to see maybe more vendors. And then, you know, we're going to see more variations of cyberware items, probably higher grade, as we can expect. Now, regarding the replacement of cyberware, well, I read on Reddit and this information is a bit confusing to me, so I don't have a definite answer. But on Reddit, I read some people mention it, that in the Q&A with the dev, some mentioned that cyberware cannot be removed, but others said that some will be able to be removed, others won't. Or maybe there will be an option maybe to pay for it to be removed. I mean, kind of confusing information regarding the ability to replace different cyberware, although I personally think that it should be available. So if I get something that I don't want, well, I just can replace it with something else. And of course, if you get low grade cyberware, well, if you get something better, you need to be able to replace it, right? Doesn't make sense that if you add lower level, you won't be able to replace it. What we probably know for quite certain is that if you decide to give on your legs and put, for example, a cyberware that replaces your legs, you probably won't have the option to get your legs back. That's quite certain, I think. But again, regarding replacement, I don't have an answer for this one. If you know, let me know in the comment section below. But I think there will be an option in a way, because again, what I told you, rarer items will be open up during the game as you progress. So this should be something that players should be able to do. You know, it's like a fantasy RPG game where you replace your armor with something else, with something better as you progress. Same goes with the cyberware items, which kind of equivalent to armor, like helmet, like shield and stuff. So you should be able to replace them down the road. But again, I'm not 100% sure about it. If you know the answer, let me know in the comment section below. So overall, shards are a way for us to experiment with different capabilities of cyberware items without actually needing to having to own ones. And once you come across a certain cyberware, maybe in the ripperdoc, and we want to purchase something, we already know what it does, and we can make a better, smarter buying decision. So that's all the information I have right now regarding shards. And again, another way, an interesting way to allow players to experiment with different things during the game, even probably during the early stages of the game, and kind of be ready to what's coming ahead. And because there are probably plenty of different cyber items, so they want players can not get overwhelmed when they have to choose something, so they know ahead of time which powers better fits their playstyle as they continue playing the game, and then make a smart buying decision when they need to purchase it, or maybe take a mission to get it, whatever ways there are in order to get these items. So this is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Consider subscribing to my channel and giving a like. I'm going to spend more time reading information about Cyberpunk 2077 to get ready, not being overwhelmed when the game is out with all the different information out there. I want to know more about the lore, and you know, before I jump into the game and start playing it. Again, if you have any information, interesting information, please let us know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. I see you on the next video. Bye bye. Cheers.